Lights, camera, action!
I had to step outside, get some sunlight, because I really haven't been anywhere. I really haven't been anywhere for like maybe about a week and a half now. Just pretty much stayed at the apartment. And I've gone places. I've gone to like the grocery store and the gas station, but I mean, like, for the most part, I've kept it at the crib, in the apartment. And even though Southern California is nice and warm and sunny, the way my apartment is positioned, I don't get like good sunlight inside. It really fucking sucks. I hate my apartment, y'all. I hate where I presently live. That's not a secret, but I just saying it out loud. And I foolishly spent some of the money that I had saved to move. So I mean, yeah. But as I said, I just, I stepped out of the apartment, just sitting in my car. But I wanted to, like, come outside and, like, just feel, like, the sun on my skin, on my face, and just kind of be outside, because I don't come outside. Early part of the day, I'm, usually stay inside, and then when I wrap up the survival gig, it's nighttime. So sunshine is, hasn't been a thing for me the past few days. And speaking of the survival gig, I mean, I'm very happy to have it. Feel very fortunate, feel very blessed, but at the same time, I am sick of this shit, y'all. Honestly, all I want to do, I just want to write and make movies. I've been working on it. I've been trying to get some shit done. Been working on, some scripts, some ideas, trying to put some shit together. Maybe I can put together a project on my own. I don't know what I need to do, but I'm trying everything that I can think of in order to break in and then break out, if that makes sense. Break into the industry, and then once I'm in, break out, have some sort of breakout success or something. Because the one thing that I've really come to understand over the past few years is that it's certainly doable. I think that, when people think of making movies and being in this industry, I think they're looking at the highest of the high. You're looking at your Spielbergs, your Scorseses, your Lees and Tarantinos. You're looking at just the highest of the high. But there are so many people who are making a living by making films that aren't huge, like Marvel blockbuster successes, that aren't, massive tentpole projects. And for me, that would be fine. That's probably my lane anyway, because as much as I love like Marvel movies, and as much as I love like the big kind of like action spectacles and tentpoles, that's not really my lane. Like those are not the kind of movies that I see myself making. Unless Feige gives me a call and says, hey, Jay, do you want to write like the Squirrel Girl movie? I'm totally on fucking board, because I love Squirrel Girl. Kevin Feige, if you ever see this, I do love Squirrel Girl. You already took Ironheart away from me. But I do love Squirrel Girl. So, but yeah, it's just like, I make a decent living now. If I could make the money that I'm making now just by making movies, just by writing scripts, boy, what's the saying? I'd be happy as a pig in shit. I don't know why it came to mind. I don't know why I said that, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, if I could make the money that I'm making now, just by like making movies, just by writing scripts, I'd be so happy. Because it's not about the money. The money to pay your bills and, sustain yourself, but money is not like the driving factor for me when it comes to my desire to create and to make movies. The driving factor is the desire to create and make movies. So, oh man, just thinking about the fact that in about an hour, I gotta start work. So I thought it funny on the way back to the apartment from the car, got a notification about an article that was published on Medium. And it was published by So Create. Not quite sure what So Create is, but and the title of the article was like, who are the highest paid screenwriters And I just thought it was interesting because, I'm talking about this, to y'all in the car, and then all of a sudden this article pops up. Granted, it was published a couple of weeks ago, but I just got the notification like when I was walking back to the apartment. So this is just further proof that our phones are listening to us. They're listening to us, and they're targeting us with ads and articles and all sorts of things. So be careful what you say around your phone. But getting back to screenwriters, screenwriting, and money. The article says that screenwriters typically make, and this is like Hollywood, you're in the industry. You're working like with the studio, for a studio. This is a Hollywood production, but that screenwriters typically make anywhere between $100,000 to $1 million to sell a feature-length script to a major studio or production company, whereas successful and established film writers can net between $2 to $5 million for spec scripts when you include residuals and producer earnings. That's me. I'm a feature screenwriter, feature film screenwriter, and that's where I'm trying to yeah, the potential to make some good money is there. But as noted, you think about things like residuals, think about things like production credits. In the list of screenwriters that they mention, and I'll get to them in a minute, but in the list of screenwriters that they mention, a lot of them, in addition to being writers, have producer credits, or they may be directors. They're multi-hyphenates, so they're not just screenwriters, but they also have other roles, other titles, other duties that factor into how much they get paid for their work. So it's just like, all right, sure, this person might sell a script for $1 million, or their work on a screenplay might be worth $1 million, but because of the duties they've taken on as producer on a project, they could probably see like an additional, say, $5-6 million. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it's this list that this article cites isn't solely based on screenwriting. It really is just like screenwriters who make a lot of money because they have additional duties in addition to their screenwriting. And because some of y'all are into TV, y'all want to know how much TV writers make. The article says staff writers working on a 20-week contract make about $3,800 a week, while senior writers earn about $6,000 a week. When a writer writes an entire episode themselves, they can be looking to make $24,788. There you go. The article also gives numbers for showrunner, and showrunner is essentially the writer that oversees everything on the show. They run the show, so they're like the head writer. Sometimes they're the creator of the show, but not always. But they're like the head writer, they're the head honcho, they oversee everything. And showrunners can make between $30,000 to $100,000. In a 22-episode season, that would add up to anywhere between $660,000 to $2.2 million a year. Showrunners of renowned shows are known to make even more, anywhere between $10 to $30 million. A showrunner is typically the show's creator. I told you that, didn't I tell you that? And maintains a majority of creative control over the production output. So yeah, TV's not really my thing, but I know a bunch of TV writers, and know a few showrunners, and they have all said that, yeah, the money is there. So if you get in, you're talented, you work hard, you can reap the financial rewards. So as far as the list of screenwriters, I'm only going to name 5. I think the article only names 5, so whatever. But I'm going to name these 5, and well, here they are. Jane Goldman, screenwriter, producer, and author, who has a net worth of $7 million. Her writing credits include blockbusters such as Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Kick-Ass, multiple X-Men films, including X-Men First Class. Now, this next screenwriter has been a massive influence on me in terms of style, in terms of humor. I enjoy his films, and he has transitioned from just like solely being a screenwriter into directing and producing. And I'm talking about Shane Black. Shane Black has a net worth of $16 million. He wrote the original screenplay for Lethal Weapon and sold it for $250,000 and broke records with his screenplay sales, his spec sales in the 90s, like The Long Kiss Goodnight with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. He sold that for $4 million. $4 million. Back in the 90s. He's got some other classics under his belt, including Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Nice Guys, and Iron Man 3. And I know a lot of people don't like Iron Man 3, but those people don't know what they're talking about. They're wrong. They're just absolutely wrong. Iron Man 3 is brilliant. David Coep, screenwriter and director. He has a net worth of $35 million. You've seen his movies: Jurassic Park, Spider-Man, War of the Worlds, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like, this man, honestly, he's one of those screenwriters. I just kind of felt like every time I went to see like a big blockbuster, he was the writer. He was the screenwriter. Like, this man, he puts in work. $35 million. That'd be nice. I know I said, I'm not doing it for the money, but I ain't gonna lie to you, $35 million would be nice. Screenwriter and producer Ron Bass. He's the writer of films such as Rain Man, The Joy Luck Club. He also, I don't know if he was a showrunner, but he worked on Mozart in the Jungle, which was on Amazon. And apparently, his work on that show netted him a cool $2.75 million, just for that show alone. Last example, I definitely have to shout her out. Shonda Rhimes, you already know who she is. Screenwriter, producer, showrunner. She is the creative voice behind Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, Bridgerton. So she had a 4-year deal with ABC worth $10 million per year. And then she left in order to work with Netflix, Bridgerton. And that deal was worth a whopping $300 to $400 million. That's bank, baby. That's bank. Like, she's on her way to Oprah status. So shout out to Shonda. Sister doing things. I love it. Love to see it. So yeah, there's definitely money in screenwriting, or screenwriting can lead to different paths in which you can make a whole lot of money. But as I said before, for me, it's not all about the money. I would just like to make enough money to take care of myself, pay my bills, take care of family, be able to visit family and friends, do a little travel, like whatever. Like I said earlier, if I could make the same amount of money that I'm making now by making films, I'd be the happiest guy on earth. But I wouldn't turn down no $1 million check neither. Feige!